Today on the deep dive, we're unpacking some powerful insights from Mastering English, Build Your Confidence and Speak Without Fear. It's a source that really tackles this exact challenge, head on.
Right.
And this isn't about just memorizing more grammar rules or adding like endless vocabulary lists.
No, definitely not.
This deep dive is really for every learner who's ever felt that internal barrier, understanding that often the biggest hurdle isn't what you know, but it's your mindset.
Exactly. And we're going to explore what true confidence actually is, what specifically holds us back, and maybe most importantly, some really actionable strategies, things that can help you start speaking English with more assurance, like starting right now.
Okay, so let's dive right in then. There's a foundational truth that our source makes, well, abundantly clear. When it comes to speaking English well, confidence isn't just important, it's actually more important than perfect grammar.
That's a big statement, but yeah.
We've all seen it, haven't we? Two learners, similar vocabulary, maybe similar grammar level. One speaks freely, asks questions, isn't afraid to just try.
Yeah.
The other stays quiet, kind of paralyzed by the fear of making just one single mistake.
It's remarkable how clearly the outcomes diverge there. Our source points out that the confident student, well, they engage more, they get more real-world practice, and ultimately they learn faster.
Right.
And this isn't just about getting feedback, although that's part of it. It's about the cognitive effort, active retrieval, taking risks that actually solidifies neural pathways. Passive absorption just doesn't do that.
Oh, okay.
It's like a feedback loop for the brain itself. So confidence becomes the real accelerator for fluency.
That's fascinating. It really reframes what good English speaking even means. So if it's not about being flawless, what is confidence then? According to our deep dive material, does our source think it means never making a mistake?
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
In fact, our source argues pretty strongly that true confidence isn't about not making mistakes. It's about the willingness to make them.
Okay. Willingness.
Yeah, it's about trying even when you're nervous, believing you can improve, being genuinely okay with small errors, and crucially speaking, without waiting for the perfect moment.
Which never comes, right?
Exactly. Think of confidence like a muscle. You strengthen it through consistent use. It's not something you're just born with or without.
I like that muscle analogy. It really sticks.
Yeah.
But even with that understanding, there are still those nagging fears, aren't there? Those internal voices keeping us silent. Our source dives into some common ones. Things like, people will laugh at me, or my accent is bad.
Oh, yeah, the accent fear.
Right, or I'll forget the words, or even just, I'm too shy.
And this raises a crucial question, doesn't it? How do these fears actually stack up against reality?
Good question.
Our source is quick to point out most people you meet. They'll actually admire your effort to learn a new language. They're way more likely to support you than laugh.
That's probably true.
And your accent. It's part of who you are, where you're from. Clarity is far more important than sounding native, whatever that even means.
Right, clarity over perfection.
Exactly. And forgetting words. Totally normal. Native speakers do it constantly.
All the time.
You can just ask for help or describe what you mean. And shyness. Quiet confidence is still confidence. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room. Ultimately, fear often just means you care. And that can actually be a powerful motivator.
Knowing that fear is a sign you care, that actually feels quite empowering, yeah. Okay, so now that we've sort of demystified confidence and unmasked some fears, let's shift to the practical side.
Let's do it.
Our sources lay out some incredibly effective, actionable ways to start building this confidence muscle, like today. What's the very first step the book emphasizes?
It's surprisingly simple, but profoundly effective.
Okay.
Speak a little every day.
Every single day.
Every day, even just 2 or 3 minutes. Our source really emphasizes consistency over perfection here. That's what builds the neural pathways for confidence.
Okay.
You can talk to yourself, describe your day aloud, ask yourself simple questions in English, like, what do I need to do today? Or Okay, I'm going to cook dinner now.
Right, just narrating your life a bit.
Right.
And how do we keep that momentum going, especially when maybe we don't feel like we're making huge leaps?
That leads straight into the second strategy. Celebrate small wins.
Ah, okay. Like what?
Did you order coffee in English?
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I understood one sentence in a podcast without subtitles. Bravo. Each tiny success sends a positive signal to your brain. It reinforces the idea that, yeah, you can do this.
I like that. Okay, now the idea of recording your voice, I know that sounds terrifying to many people.
Oh, it does.
I remember a friend tried it, and the first time she just like burst out laughing. She thought she sounded so bad.
Yeah, that happens.
But then after a few days, something shifted. What does our source suggest happens there? That's the third point, right?
Yeah. That laughter is actually a sign of progress. Our source highlights that recording your voice is a really powerful tool. Hearing yourself kind of objectively helps you decouple your internal critical voice from your actual sound.
Detach a bit.
Exactly. It's not about listening for perfection. It's about seeing evidence of your own effort and growth. And that's incredibly validating. It helps you realize, wow, I actually sound better than I thought.
I can see how that would build confidence, definitely. And what about those moments, when you just draw a blank? The word is right there.
On the tip of your tongue.
Yes. But you can't access it.
That brings us to point 4. Use, I don't know, with confidence. If you forget a word, don't panic.
Easier said than done sometimes.
True, but try to just say, I'm not sure how to say it in English, or can you help me find the word? Our source reminds us that asking is a sign of strength, a commitment to learning. Pretending you know is actually way more stressful and counterproductive.
That's such a relief to hear, honestly. And building on that, what about using phrases that just feel natural, even if they aren't super complicated?
Yes, exactly. The fifth strategy is to use simple phrases that feel natural. Instead of always aiming for complex sentences, just lean into phrases like, let me think, or can I say it again? How do you say?
Kind of like conversational scaffolding.
Precisely. They keep the dialogue flowing while you build your fluency.
Right.
They buy you time.
Okay. And beyond active speaking, how can we make English feel more, integrated into our daily lives without it always feeling like studying?
That's where the sixth tip comes in.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with English.
Immersion, basically.
Yeah, but in small ways too. Change your phone language. Watch simple videos, maybe stuff you already know. Read menus in English. The more you just immerse yourself, the more natural and less intimidating the language becomes. It's passive exposure, making active engagement easier down the line.
All of these sound like excellent, really tangible steps. So what's the overarching message, the thing that ties them all together?
The seventh point, and maybe the most crucial one, don't wait to be perfect. Start now.
Just jump in.
Just jump in. Our source really underscores that perfection isn't a prerequisite for confidence. Practice is.
Yeah.
Every small attempt, every word spoken is like a brick in the foundation of your confidence.
It's clear these aren't just isolated tips then, they're part of a whole approach.
Okay.
Next, let's delve into how the words you use, both to others and, importantly, to yourself, can reshape your confidence. Our source has some really insightful examples of powerful, everyday phrases. Can you give us a few?
Absolutely. Think about these. First, just let me try. Simple, but it shows initiative, effort. It's an action. Then I'm still learning, but I'll do my best. That's honest. It's strong. Acknowledges the journey, commits to the attempt.
I like that one.
Or can you say that again, please? It actually takes confidence to ask for clarification instead of just nodding along or guessing.
Right, yeah.
And this one's great. I don't understand yet. That tiny word yet is incredibly powerful. It signals a growth mindset, turning a perceived weakness into just a temporary state.
Oh, I love that. The power of yet.
Isn't it good? Also, how do you say this in English? This invites help, shows you're open to learning. And finally, this is new for me, but I'll try. It acknowledges maybe a little hesitation, but pushes through it anyway.
These really aren't just rote phrases then, they're like confidence tools. As you said, they actively shift your internal dialogue and how you come across.
Exactly.
Tools. But now, let's ground this in some everyday reality. Our source gives us some fantastic mini scenarios where confidence, even if it's imperfect, really shines. Let's take something simple, like ordering coffee.
Right. Our source highlights that even these simple transactions are immense confidence builders. Imagine stepping up to the counter and confidently saying, "Hi, I'd like a small cappuccino, please."
Okay.
"To go, please." And then,
Yeah.
"No, that's all. Thanks." The key isn't perfect grammar or a native accent. It's speaking clearly, maybe with a smile.
Yeah,
You've completed a functional exchange. That's a win.
that counts. Okay, and what about something a bit more professional, like a phone call at work? That can feel much higher
It
stakes.
definitely can feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But the source emphasizes that even here, simple, confident phrases are your best allies. Answering, "Hello, this is Alex speaking," nice and clear.
Mm-hmm.
When asked about something, maybe replying, "Sure, let me check and get back to you in a few minutes,"
Mm.
followed by, "No problem, talk soon." And if you hit a snag, like forgetting a word,
Yeah.
a confident move is to say, "Sorry, the word is on the tip of my tongue," or maybe, "Give me a second, please." This shows control, not panic.
So it's about managing the moment, not necessarily being flawless. Okay,
Hmm.
and what about a common travel scenario, maybe at the airport?
Again, it's about simple, clear exchanges. When they ask for your passport, of course, here you go.
Right.
Or, yes, this one, when they ask about your bag. The real takeaway from these little dialogues is that confidence isn't just about delivering grand speeches. It's present in every clear, simple interaction. And those add up.
They build on each other.
Exactly. And the confident tip here is to actually practice these mini situations aloud at home. Use your own voice so they feel more familiar when you're in the real moment.
That makes a lot of sense. It's fascinating how much power lies in those small, everyday interactions. Now, many learners, myself included sometimes, often dread making mistakes, but our source has a surprisingly liberating perspective on mistakes, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's one of my favorite parts. Our source makes it crystal clear. Mistakes are not your enemies. They are your allies.
Allies, yeah.
Yeah, they are proof that you are learning, that you're pushing your boundaries. And here's a liberating truth. Native speakers make mistakes all the time.
Oh, constantly. We forget words, we say, and
Exactly. We stumble, we backtrack.
so this raises an important question then. Why on earth do we hold ourselves as learners to a higher standard than native speakers?
It's a great question. Our source suggests the confident response when someone corrects you is key.
What is it?
Don't wait to be perfect. Speak now. Mistakes are just part of the road to fluency. And when someone does correct you, the most confident response, a genuine smile and a sincere, "Oh, thank you for the help." It shows you're open, grateful, not embarrassed.
That's a huge shift in perspective, turning correction into help. And this idea of building confidence, it isn't a one-time event, is it? It's a daily practice. Our sources give us 5 truly practical habits to grow confidence over time. What's the first one? Maybe a surprising one.
The first is morning mirror talk.
Mirror talk, really?
Yeah, every morning, say 3 sentences in English to yourself, looking yourself right in the eyes.
Mhm.
Simple things like, "Good morning, today will be a great day, I will try my best."
Okay. Why does that work?
Well, it's a fascinating psychological hack, really. By consistently associating your own voice with positive affirmations, looking at yourself, you're building new neural pathways. You're essentially rewiring your self-perception about speaking English.
Huh. Interesting. That's a great way to start the day. What about tracking progress, especially when it feels slow?
That's where the second habit comes in. Keep a confidence journal.
Okay.
Every night, just write one sentence. It could be, "Today I tried English when I ordered lunch," or "Today I felt proud because I understood that announcement." It doesn't need to be long. Consistency is the key, seeing your progress visually over time.
Right. And for building comfort with just the sound of English itself without the pressure to actually speak.
The third habit, listen to short podcasts or videos, just 5 or 10 minutes a day. The goal isn't intense study, but just feeling comfortable with how English sounds. Use subtitles if you need them. It's about that consistent, low-pressure exposure.
Makes sense. And for active practice, that still feels kind of low pressure.
Our fourth suggestion is record one voice note a day.
Ah, Back to recording, but maybe just for yourself.
Exactly. Talk about your day, your feelings, your plans. Today I went to work. It was a little stressful, but I managed everything. Then listen back later, maybe the next day, and just appreciate your growth. It's for your ears only, no judgment.
Okay. And finally, what's a simple way to, like, solidify your learning and boost courage at the same time?
The fifth habit is teach one phrase to someone. Explain an English word or phrase to a friend, maybe even if they already know it.
Teach it. Why?
Because teaching helps you remember the material more deeply, and it puts you in a position of knowledge, which significantly boosts your courage. What's fascinating here is how these small, consistent efforts, they just collectively create significant shifts. They reinforce engagement as a habit.
These really do feel like gentle, but yeah, powerful routines. But look, even with daily practice, we all have those tough moments, right?
Absolutely.
You forget a word, you freeze up, someone doesn't understand you. Our sources are very clear. It's okay. Confidence isn't about never feeling nervous.
Not at all.
It's about continuing even when you are nervous. So what are some tools for those difficult moments?
Okay, when you face a difficult moment, our source suggests 4 key tools. First, breathe before you speak.
Simple, but hard to remember sometimes.
It is, but panic blocks memory. Just take a short breath. Pause. Don't be afraid to say, let me think for a second, or give me a moment, please. It shows calm confidence, buys you valuable time.
Okay, breathe. That pause can feel like forever in the moment, but yeah, it's effective.
Yeah.
And what about that urge to apologize? Oh, sorry for my English.
Yes, that's our second tool. Don't apologize too much. Instead of, sorry, my English is bad, try reframing it. Say something like, I'm still learning, thanks for your patience. Remember, learning a new language is brave, not bad.
That's a really critical mindset shift.
Okay.
And what if you're really stuck, like mid-sentence?
That's tool number 3. Use support phrases. When you're stuck, use phrases to keep the conversation flowing. Things like, I don't know the exact word, but yeah, let me try to explain it in another way. It's like, when, hi, or even just, you know what I mean?
Right, bridges.
Exactly. These are sophisticated tools smart speakers use, even native ones, to bridge those gaps.
Good point. And the final, simple but often overlooked strategy.
Simply smile and keep. Keep going. It's okay to laugh at yourself, to be human. People remember your energy and your effort far more than any minor mistakes. Your willingness to try makes the biggest impact. Seriously.
Those are truly powerful strategies for those moments when you feel your confidence just waver. Okay, now let's zoom out a bit to the big picture. Our deep dive emphasizes that confidence isn't some switch you flip.
Definitely not.
It's a journey. And it grows, apparently, exponentially when you treat yourself with kindness and patience. How does our source suggest we maintain this long-term confidence mindset?
It really boils down to 3 core practices for the long haul. First, focus on progress, not perfection.
We keep coming back to that.
Because it's so important. Perfection is a trap. Even native speakers aren't perfect. Instead, ask yourself, am I better than I was yesterday? Do I feel a little more comfortable than last week? That incremental progress is what truly matters.
That shift from perfection to progress feels much more sustainable, yeah. What's the second key?
Keep showing up. Simple as that. Even when you don't feel ready, when it feels uncomfortable, when you inevitably make mistakes. Confidence isn't built by waiting for the right moment. It's built by showing up again and again, just by doing the work.
Persistence. Okay. And finally, that inner voice you mentioned earlier. How do we train it for the long term?
The third, and maybe the most profound practice, is to talk to yourself kindly. Your inner voice is incredibly powerful. Instead of letting it say, ugh, I'm so bad at this, consciously replace it. Say, okay, this is hard, but I'm learning. Or, actually, I'm doing better than I think. Your mind listens. Feed it kind, encouraging words.
It's like being your own coach. Our sources even suggest repeating affirmations. They're simple, but they can be incredibly impactful, right? The things like, I am learning every day. I can speak English with confidence. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to try. Mistakes help me grow. My voice matters. And maybe the big one, I believe in myself.
Those are powerful. What a deep dive today. We've really explored why confidence, well, it trumps perfect grammar. We've broken down practical ways to speak even when you feel shy or nervous.
Yeah.
Looked at real-life phrases for confident communication and uncovered daily habits to build that lasting self-trust. Even how to navigate those difficult moments.
It's been great. And remember, learning a language isn't just about words. It's really about connection, about courage, and about growth. Every single time you open your mouth to speak English, you're doing something incredible.
You really are.
You're breaking your own limits, you're building your voice, and you're sending a powerful message to the world. I have something to say, and I won't stay silent. So be proud of every word you speak. Celebrate every sentence.
I love that quote by Peter T. McIntyre. Confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. It sums it up perfectly, doesn't it?
It really does. You are stronger than you think, and your voice absolutely deserves to be heard. So as you go about your day, maybe consider this provocative thought. If you just tried to speak one sentence in English today, even imperfectly, what new connection, what new opportunity, what new sense of bravery might you discover? Keep speaking, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself.